So here, 3.2 smartphones. So lots of people have smartphones. The function P gives the number of people in millions who own a smartphone T years after the year 2000. So, what does each equation tell us about smartphone ownership? So, P of 17, remember that means 17 years after 2000. So, that is basically this side means in 2017. And then remember, this is the million number in millions of people that had smartphone. So this would be 2320. And then you add on 6 zeros for a million. So that means 2,320,000,000 people have smartphones. So that is a lot of smartphones. Now, if you look here, P of negative 10, that means 10 years before the year 2000. That would be in 1990. 0 people had a smartphone. Because they didn't exist. So I was a kid in the 90s. No one had a smartphone. Cell phones were a thing back there, but they were these giant things that came in like large bags with a giant battery that people could use. It wasn't till around 1994, 1995, cell phones kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller and then more affordable. So used function notation to represent each statement. So if we're looking at here in 2010, so that's 10 years after the year 2000. So this is just saying f of 10, let me write that in there, 10, is 296,600,000. Now, to represent that number, we'd say there's 296.6, and then we would say millions, because our cutoff here is at the millions place. So say here in 2015, so that's 15 years after 2000, we would say f of 15 is equal to 1.86 billion. So to say the 1.86 billion, again, we would say 1860, because that's the millions place is all filled up there. So that means 1,860 million people had a smartphone. So Maya's curious about the value P of T is 1,000. What would T tell you in this situation? So T is the number of years. So it'd be the number of years since 2000 that people had 1,000 cell phones. So to simplify that, we would just say the year that 1,000 smartphones, because this isn't just cell phones, it's smartphones. So 1,000 smartphones existed. So we're asked, is 4 a possible value of T here? So what about 2004? Is it possible that there were only 1,000 smartphones in 2004? So we could say, yes, it's possible, but we would need more information from the graph. So in looking at here, here is year like 0. That would be 2000. So what we can do here is go 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004. Here's year 5, which means 2005. 6, 7, 8, 9. This would be 10, which is 2010. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I'm writing 2015. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then this would be us in 2021. And then we can go backwards too. So -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. So let me count again, sorry. -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to mark the -5. -6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And to make that graph, we know in 2010 it was at, or in 1990, which is P of -10, it's 0. And then we can put P of 17. So here's a 15, 16, 17. So in 2017, we go to 2,320 million, which would be about right there. And here in 2010, we're at like 296. So about right there. And for 2015, we're at 1,860. And then the year that 1,000, we don't really know. So if we're looking at this, well, we can see that the number of smartphones goes up. So if we had to put a graph here, kind of goes up like that. And it seems like after 2010, lots of smartphones started being manufactured.